Turkish Airlines Euroleague. I feel devotion.
In this episode, an historic basketball clash is our game of the week. We have a number of close encounters around the continent, including a winning buzzer beater. Defending champions Olympiacos Piraeus is coming back for good. There is also plenty of competition for the bwin MVP award of the week. And of course, the top 3 plays of the week. Only 4 Euroleague players were double-digit scorers during all 5 seasons between 2006 and 2011. Unfortunately, the youngest of them, Jonas Machoulis of Panathinaikos, saw his streak interrupted by a severe knee injury and missed all of last season.
I cannot call basketball my job. This is my hobby, so I wanted to continue doing this, and that's why I was motivated to come back as soon as possible.
To do that, Machoulis played several months for free at his boyhood club last season before proving himself again by helping Lithuania reach the Olympic quarterfinals.
I proved to myself, and I think to everybody, I had some good games, so I proved that I can play again in a high-level basketball.
And so, when Panathinaikos called, Machoulis was ready.
You can't expect every day to these clubs have such a history, and this big club to call you and ask to play for them, and you don't have to think a lot about this. You just take it.
Scoring in double digits once again, the player known as the Bull is definitely back.
I will be fighting for every ball and to win every game.
Jonas and his team, Panathinaikos Athens, had a tough task against Real Madrid in our game of the week, as the Blancos came into the match in great shape with 3 victories in a row. They started very well, leading by 7 after just 8 minutes, 16-9. Machoulis scored 10 of his 12 points in the first half, helping his teammates to reverse the situation and lead by 7 at half-time, 42-35. Panathinaikos displayed great balance between defense and some great offensive play, with 30 points scored in the second quarter. Then came the moment of the hero of the night, while Real Madrid struggled against the Greens' defense, ending the game with 36% from the field. Stefan Lasme was almost perfect, deserving our Player of the Game award in a 79-68 victory for his side.
I think it was a great team effort. I mean, everybody came together. We've been preparing for this game for the whole week, and we really needed that win.
The big man showed up with 5 for 6 on field goals, 5 for 5 on free throws, for 15 points with 8 rebounds and a couple of blocks. He also added a couple of dunks to finish the job in the last quarter.
I was trying to leave everything I have on the floor. I think this is Panathinaikos, Emo. That's what we do. We just play hard until we get what we want.
That was the second defeat for Real Madrid in the competition, as the Spanish team were previously defeated at Himki Moscow region. In week 6, Himki welcomed Fenerbahce Ulka Istanbul, with its point guard Zoran Planinic ready to go for it. Planinic's younger years are now gone. He is now recognised as a solid, skilled and experienced point guard. He scored 11 points in the success by 71-70 over Fenerbahce Ulka Istanbul. It was the 3rd win in a row for the Russian club in the extremely tough Group A. And after an index rating of 31 in the first leg game, Planinic showed what he is made of again against the Turkish outfit. December 6th, 2000. This is the date of his first appearance in a Euroleague regular season game. Zoran was a promising young talent of a Croatian powerhouse, Cibona Zagreb, who were visiting Vitoria, where he played a few years later.
Coach at the time was Neven Spahija, and he put me in a game in the first team of the Cibona, and at the time I consider that I already make it in my basketball career, just entering of the first team of Cibona.
When he took his first steps at this level, it was another era. Not just because it was the one and only Euroleague season with the playoff format to establish the championship. The world has changed since, and so has the game of basketball.
Quality of the game changed. I think the basketball in general is becoming so much better year by year. The players are more physical now than back then. Now, back then also, I remember I was a skinny 18-year-old kid who, you know, was and now and I could play back then, but now with that frame, I don't think they would push me around.
Himki is now showing some excellent basketball chemistry. It takes time and a lot of work for that to happen, and it all started last season when the Russian team earned its Euroleague spot by winning the Euro Cup title.
We were trying to get the winning culture here, and the players and the fans get used to that. And now I think we are ready for the Euroleague. I think we're gonna be very good this year, and I think we're gonna surprise a lot of teams.
The game was very balanced, and it was balanced on a knife's edge. Himki led by 11 twice in the first half, but they had to wait until the very last second to celebrate. As Fenerbahce Ulka came back and even took the lead in the final minute, thanks to David Anderson, the home team needed a last good play to celebrate a third victory in a row. Sergei Monya took the responsibility from outside, then Kelvin Rivers grabbed the rebound and became the star in a thrilling finish. The American guard hit the buzzer beater for a dramatic final score, now giving Himki a great opportunity to battle for first place in the group. An amazing end to an amazing game. It was a great week 6 in Group A. The game between Union Olimpia Ljubljana and Maporo Cantu was particularly exciting. They fought toe-to-toe for the whole 40 minutes, as it was a crucial contest for both sides. Ljubljana wanted to grab a 2-0 advantage over Cantu. The Italians wanted a second victory in a row to climb to third place in the table. There were some beautiful plays by the likes of Aaron Baines, Dylan Page, Manuchar Markoishvili and Pietro Aradori. But the last word went to Jaka Blažić. He was absolutely on fire, shooting a marvelous 10 for 13 from the field and hitting 6 for 8 on free throws, including the decisive ones that gave Union Olimpia victory by 81-79. His index rating of 30 wasn't enough though to land the BWin MVP of the Week award. In fact, Sasha Vujicic was absolutely unstoppable in the success for Anadolu Efes Istanbul against EA7 Emporio Armani Milan 77-71. The Slovenian guard sent 6 of his 8 three-pointers attempted inside the rim, building a 29 points performance with an index rating of 31. Vujicic and his team also reversed the point advantage the Italian side held, which could be very useful at the end of the regular season. The Turkish are now 4 for 2 in Group D, and they are making good steps to get their ticket to the top 16. In the same group, Cedevita Zagreb is working hard to improve, and the team is finally getting the results they need to believe they can claim a top 16 qualification. It was a memorable game against the previously undefeated Žalgiris Kaunas. The Lithuanians were very close to grabbing their 6th victory, but Zagreb didn't want to lose at any cost. Gracie Wright tied the score with a 3-pointer at the end of regulation time. Then Mikhail Jelabali tied it again with a putback at the end of the first overtime. The French swingman knows how to make coach Bozidar Malkovic happy, as the two were also together at Real Madrid. He is now the leader of Cedevita, scoring a team-high 15 points per game, and he finished with a career-high 23 points plus 10 rebounds against Žalgiris. With such an amazing effort, the Croatian team finally came out on top, 108-106, after 50 unbelievable minutes. Another first defeat, another return. Žalgiris lost its first game of the season, as did Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv. Marko Popovic returned to the Centar Drazen Petrovic floor, having played there in 2004-05, even if it was for Cibona, while Jasmin Repeza returned to the floor where he played his only, at least so far, Euroleague title game with skipper Bologna. Same philosophy, same ideas as 8 years ago, but a different result.
We have a very athletic team, and our power definitely has to be good defense and fast break.
A philosophy shared by all his players.
I'm excited. Like, that's my game. Running, running, running.
Now, playing defense and running, Unicaja won its 5th game in a row, breaking and tying Maccabi's starting streak. After James Gist, with one of his dunks, gave them the advantage at half-time, a 5-0 run by Gist, dunking again, and Marcus Williams set the first significant gap, starting the last quarter. The Yellows came back for a close game until the last moments when Williams, who scored 12 points, put away the winning basket and the last free throw. Helped by Luka Zoric to block the possible overtime and the final win, 64-62.
Definitely defense becomes the most important part of the game. Who is defensively better has more chance to win the game.
Hey fans, how you doing? Feel free to get connected with us on Twitter at Euroleague. Get updates, interact with us. Make sure you use the hashtag #IFeelDevotion.
How can you become a Turkish Airlines Euroleague basketball champion as a starting player, having accumulated less than 2 points per game, less than 33% from the field, and 38% on free throws? Evangelos Mantzaris is the perfect example of what European coaches praise. Basketball is not only about scoring. It's about playing in a cohesive way together with your teammates and doing whatever the team needs. In Mantzaris' case, basketball is all about those things that will not be represented in any official box score.
The coach always tell me, if you work hard and you fight for your position, I will give you chances. Every rookie, when he starts to play in a Euroleague team, to get in there and to find his role, you must start first of all for your defense. I want you to get in and play defense and organize a team and make no mistakes, no turnovers.
No turnovers, he says. and this season he has lost only 3 possessions in 6 games, which is really impressive knowing how hard it can be to beat a Euroleague team's defence. The Week 5 game at EA7 Emporio Armani was a shining example of how good Manzaris can be at applying a game plan. 3 points on 1 shot attempted, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, no turnovers, just marvellous. Don't ask him for any highlight plays because he will only provide you with his consistency and tremendous effectiveness.
The first lesson I learned in Euroleague is that names don't play basketball and contracts. And to prove that you are a good player, you must prove it inside the court. And the last and more important thing for me last year was one thing that our captain Vasilis Panoulis told me before the final. He told me that maybe you are young now and your first year is to play in the Final Four, but you can play 15 years more and you maybe never go again to a final, and win the championship.
Manzaris was effective as usual at Caja Laboral Vitoria. Only 1 point, but a lot of defense and great playing discipline. Olympiacos sent 5 players into double digits, led by Karl Heinz, 18 points, showing amazing teamwork in all phases of their game. They out-rebounded Vitoria 43-27 and shared the ball magnificently, ending with 21 assists in an 89-72 victory. The second in a row on the road for the defending champions. If the Reds are now close to a top 16 qualification, some other teams are also moving in the right direction to keep their chances alive of reaching the same goal. Airlines Chalon-sur-Saône did it again. After the victory against Asseco Procondinia in the opening game, the French won in Poland to start the second leg with style. Blake Shield is showing his teammates how it is done. Now in his 4th season with Chalon, the American swingman is proving that he is finally playing where he belongs, the Turkish Airlines Euroleague basketball. He scored 15 points plus 7 rebounds and 4 assists in a 76-70 success, showing how complete he is as a basketball player. Blake has no secrets to his success. He's just a true hard worker.
I try and stay after practice a little longer and practice some things that might happen in the game. My teammates be like, why are you practicing that? But you never know what kind of situation you're going to get into in the game. I'm not the most athletic person or athlete in the game of basketball too, so I have to use some advantages like the backboard or different angles to get my shot or the pass or away from my defender as well.
The French team is now at the same level as Alba Berlin in Group B, with 2 victories and 4 defeats, and they are on course to battle all the way to the end of the regular season with the Germans and Montepaschi Siena to see who qualifies for the top 16. In this very round, incidentally, Berlin and Siena met each other to know which streak would come to an end. Alba came from 3 defeats in a row, while Siena was on a 2-game winning streak. The guests led most of the match, even by 14 points in the 3rd quarter, when 2 3-pointers in a row by Bobby Brown made it 52-38 for his side. Berlin came back with a 14-0 run in the final period, and the game ended in a tight duel in the final minute. The hosts missed the chance to tie at the end after Siena's decisive basket was hit by a Turkish Airlines Euroleague basketball rookie, Daniel Hackett. The Italian team won 75-73. Daniel is the son of a former professional American player, Rudy Hackett, who played in Italy between 1979 and 1989. Daniel was born in Italy, but he managed some American college basketball experience before becoming a professional player in his native country.
So it wasn't much of a problem going to the States. The problem was coming back here, learning the European style of game, learning how difficult and complex it is, and I still got ways to go, still got to learn, because to get to the top of European ball, it's a long way.
Montepaschi Siena was looking for some hungry players to build a new team. Daniel is demonstrating that the management made the right call during the off-season, and he's so excited to get on the floor with European basketball's finest.
I had a chance to play the Euroleague with Benetton, but we came up short in the preliminary round, and now I'm here. And you know, after watching what Olympiacos did last year, and you know, in Maccabi, the history of Partizan Belgrade and Barcelona, Real Madrid, all the great teams, to be here and have a chance to play against this type of team is great for my career and for myself.
In Group D, Partizan NTS Belgrade finally managed the first victory of the season, and it isn't too late for them to get back into the mix for a top 16 spot. With an 87-72 success, the Serbian side were even close to winning the points average over Besiktas Istanbul, as the Turkish side had won by 16 in Week 1. Dejan Musli tied his career high, scoring 14 points. He also added 8 rebounds and 2 assists. Will he be the next big thing coming from Pioneer in the centre position, as Nikola Petkovic and Alex Manic were before him? Partizan is now 1 victory away from 4th-ranked Brose Baskets, and the fixtures have this exciting clash lined up for the last week of the regular season. There is still a long way to go in Group D, where SC Barcelona Regal, the last undefeated team, is the first to be qualified for the top 16. And a little bit of luck never goes amiss. Now let's take a look at our top 3 plays of the week.
Number 3, Bamberg, Germany. FC Barcelona Regal star Juan Carlos Navarro beats the third quarter buzzer with a wild shot from way downtown. Number 2, Sopot, Poland. Jurel Blasingame of Asseco Procom lets it fly, and Frank Robinson rides the elevator before detonating the slam. And the number 1 play of the week, Khimki Russia. Final seconds of the game, and Fenerbahce Ülker is up by 1. Sergei Monya misses, but Casey Rivers fights for the offensive rebound and gets the game-winning shot off a fraction of a second before the red lights flash to end the game. Khimki wins it.
That's it for now, but before we leave you, let's unveil the next game of the week. The next Turkish Airlines Euroleague Game of the Week features 2 competition regulars who had only met 2 times before this season, Unicaja Malaga and Asseco Procom Digne. This week's 7 encounter takes place at the Martin Carpena Sports Palace in Malaga, where Unicaja usually enjoys the home advantage. Previous meetings between these 2 teams suggest otherwise, however. Indeed, whenever and wherever Unicaja and Procom have faced each other before, either in Spain or in Poland, the visiting team has taken home each and every victory. That trend has set in their very first high-stakes meeting 3 seasons ago, in the 2009-10 Top 16. That showdown proved to be one of the upsets of the season, as Procom, led by Quintel Woods and Ronnie Burrell, handed Unicaja a 50-70 defeat before a shocked crowd in Malaga. Unicaja used the rematch in Poland to get revenge with a 63-82 victory, helped by 13 points from Carlos Jimenez, but the damage was already done in the first game. While that was Unicaja's last game of the Euroleague season, Procom advanced to become the first Polish team ever to reach the playoffs. The next time that Procom and Unicaja's paths crossed was earlier this season, in the closest game yet between them. A huge three-pointer by Şemi Urtasun late in the game and a defensive show of 5 blocked shots by Luka Zoric helped Unicaja hold on to its first victory of the season, 75-77 in Poland. Unicaja used that victory to start a 5-game winning streak and become co-leader of Group B, while Procom has dropped to last place. But considering the history between these two teams, Procom can be happy that it's going on the road to play the next Turkish Airlines Euroleague Game of the Week.
Turkish Airlines Euroleague.